Ooh.
Tell me about when it's fun.
Talking to no pants.
What are you talking about?
Very delicate issues. They're very personal, and I would like to not divulge them on stream.
Did they involve pants?
No, they involves a game. That I'm trying
Oh,
to
it's a weeaboo game, huh?
Does it count as a weeaboo game? I don't know. Yakuza.
Oh yeah, that's a weeaboo game. Are you kidding me? The whole thing is about loving men.
That is true. That is definitely true.
You should really try out God Hand. I think you'll love it. If you didn't mind the repetitiveness of Yakuza, you'll love God Hand because it's like Yakuza but way better.
The repetitiveness is Yakuza isn't that big of a deal because I was just like gambling and doing all this other dumb shit.
Yeah, dude, it has a fucking casino too.
Yeah, I saw that casino, but that casino looked whack compared to
No
Yakuza.
way, Jose. Yakuza is
Dude,
whack.
Yakuza, they made a gambling game just with the old lady and two dice and a cup.
All right, chat room, you tell me, Yakuza or God Hand? Personally, God Hand easy. You tell me, and you tell Rick.
Uh-oh.
I'm curious. I don't know what the lore is. I think God Hand's better. God Hand easy.
Yeah, it's all God Hand right now.
I don't even know what God Hand is. I don't even know what God Hand is.
God Hand sounds cooler.
You'd love it.
Well, my heart's broken right now.
Why? You really like some loser?
No.
What?
Bagoosh.
Nothing,
Wow,
nothing.
Ricky, you're way off center. That's your fault though. You're not even
He's
sitting in the
way
middle.
off center.
What?
Yeah, it's not.
Oh man, dude, my camera keeps moving.
I knew it. I knew it wasn't my fault. I'm a professionaler. Anyway, whatever. Big
Well, I mean,
Thursday.
even if I fix it like this, it's like whatever.
Yeah,
This
you're
is
good,
me
man.
in the center, though. This makes me way off center, right?
Look, it's Thursday. How's it going, everybody? My name's Eris. You're watching ATP Live, and I'm joined by Rickstah downstairs and Repaul. Is that a V-neck?
No, I'm just
Pulling it down?
Yeah, my hands are on my fat stomach, so.
Oh, I got you. Cool, cool. So, we got the usual this and that and the other to discuss. What do we do? Do we go by games? I mean, is there anything pressing that you guys want to get off your chest? How you guys doing all right? We all went to Wednesday night fights.
Yeah, I
That was
slept
pretty
all
cool.
day.
Yeah, man, that shit's crazy. Do you know why it takes so long still to do that tournament when he seems to have unlimited, setups?
I don't know, man.
It
Stream
seems-
delay?
Yeah, I feel like the only explanation could be the max CPM holding off matches for the stream, right? Because how could... I don't understand it. It seems like the tournament still runs as long as it did when we had, 8 setups at Super Arcade and shit.
Yeah. I mean, the thing that's really interesting is they've switched over to this new bracket system, Smash.gg, right? And in this bracket system, they actually have kind of like a priority list of which matches are going to the stream. So they have from the bracket, they say stream 1, stream 2, and they decide which matches are going to which stream there. So it's actually a much quicker system to decide which matches are going to end up on the stream, etc. I don't know how it's been playing out, but it sounds like it should be more efficient this way.
In theory, right? But I still end up getting home at 5:30 a.m. and shit, right? So
exactly.
I don't know. Well, anyway.
you also had Chris G there who likes to enter every tournament and finish in fucking top 4 in every tournament. So
Personally speaking, if that one thing is gonna cause the tournament to
it shouldn't.
Yeah, it shouldn't. That, if that one idea of we got one guy here that's entering multiple tournaments that's gonna fuck everything up, then you're doing something wrong. That doesn't work. There's gonna be a lot of people that enter multiple games. So
well, actually, you know what though? Chris G got sent to losers really early in Street Fighter, so he had to play a lot of Street Fighter matches. So I don't know how that affected in terms of him playing also MKX and Marvel.
I
that day.
don't think it really affected it because it didn't seem like we had a lot of time where the stream had no matches to run or something. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
That's true.
I
Yeah.
think what they like to do though, they like to finish all the pools at the same time. So because you can really can't run semis until you have a completed bracket, I
That's
guess.
true.
So they like to wait till all the pools are finished. So there's a lot of time, like there's that dead time for sure in between
You
pools
also
and
have to
semis.
consider that they save the top 8 to all be streamed on
They don't.
Via's channel, don't they?
They don't.
I thought that they at least are supposed to, but they
They were
didn't
doing,
yesterday.
yeah. I
No.
mean, usually it's like the winner side of it is always on Via's channel, and
Okay.
a lot of times loser stuff will be on the secondary stream. The secondary stream had like a ton of great matches
Great
yesterday. It was
matches, of
crazy.
course. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Some of the best matches were on the secondary. In fact, probably in terms of just yesterday, the best matches were on the secondary stream, which is Nick Tanella. So
Right.
it's kind of interesting how it works out. I think they're ironing things out, but honestly, it seems like with that kind of a huge venue and so many noticeable setups everywhere, I feel like it should end earlier. Also, Via has like a whole fleet of like soldiers now. There's so many Via like soldiers running around with Wednesday Night Fights shirts, and they're like cameramen and like riflemen, and there's like all these different types of guys around running brackets and running pools and shit. So it seems like it's getting more efficient. However, it still ends at 5 a.m. So whatever.
But
I don't know.
I mean, maybe I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking like it's like a 128 man tournament that wraps up in like 5 hours or 4 hours. I mean, maybe it is pretty efficient.
I don't know. Okay, so I've been mentioning this and I've been thinking about this, and I don't think it is, because if you really look historically, we had 100 plus man tournaments at Super Arcade, and they always ran about the same time, 2 a.m. So, and Super Arcade did not have that many setups. Like, not even close. And they weren't even able to have that many setups. The building would have caught fire if that
There's-
many PS3s were plugged in.
I think pools actually slow it down more so than speed it up, because
Yeah.
you have a delay between making the semi brackets and from the pool bracket. So there's two different parts of bracket making that you have to do within the
Yeah.
tournament. So like at Super Arcade, even if you had a 100+ man tournament, it was always on one bracket. And so in a sense, it was quicker because everyone had to play the matches, and it was all one seamless thing. Whereas like we can get the top 8 immediately. Basically there was no wasted time in between. With pools now, you have to like, you get winners, you get losers. Now you got to sort them all out, and then wait for every pool to finish before you can start making the bracket and whatnot. So
If that's the case, then what's the benefit of running pools? If we've already been able to run a full 128 man bracket with no pools, what the hell's the benefit?
I think pools is
Points.
I don't know points. I think pools is just easier to run for a bracket runner
Hmm.
at Wednesday Night Fights.
Yeah.
Because they only have to manage 16 or
Yeah.
32 people, whoever, so they can kind of know who's who and whatnot. So it's not that hard compared to running a 128-man tournament on one bracket. So you have to look at you kind of just like running around trying to grab everybody.
Yeah.
When VIA the second week was the only time VIA didn't run pools, and he ran one big bracket. So basically all he did was just get on the mic and say who's playing who, find a station, who's playing who, find a
Yeah.
station. So in that
Disorganized.
so that gets messy too. So
Yeah,
in
it's
a
chaotic.
sense, the sense, the pools, I think pools is probably the fastest way to do it for the way it is right now.
That's interesting, but okay, so it's like really good, rational, logical explanation, right? But I still don't think it should end that late. There must be some way. I know, for example, Filthy Rich, right? He's one example where he's like, dude, I'd go every week if it didn't, end at fucking 4 a.m. I think that if he somehow could manage to make it end a little bit more at a reasonable time, like 1 a.m., then you're going to get the quality of players will go up. The quality of who knows what, commentary and everything could go up.
My argument is that we start too late still. Like, I feel like people would show up earlier if we start earlier. Like, they would make it happen.
I mean, you might be right. I think,
It's the time, especially in LA, man. It doesn't matter.
It's tough, yeah.
If you started the tournament an hour earlier, there'd be people who would not make it ever, because
Yeah.
even if they managed to leave their house an hour earlier, they would get there an hour later.
Yeah, that's the thing. A lot of people don't think about the LA traffic. It's absurd. It's way, way bigger of a problem than people who don't really live in LA think it is. It's a big problem. You almost have to bank on some kind of accident or some kind of issue. Literally, it's guaranteed. When you have to go anywhere during rush hour, when you check, you're checking to see how many accidents there are. It's guaranteed. So, like, it's like you if you add, some people, basically, Ricky is right, they wouldn't be able to go ever because it's just a little too early. So anyway, long story short, I would like to see Riot try in all avenues, maybe start a little earlier, maybe whatever he needs to do, just to try and consolidate, because I think it would be a lot better for the event as a whole, for everyone, including Riot, because he'll get better CPM.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like Super Arcade, I used to arrive there at like 8 p.m. and we used to start around 9:15, and the latest we'd ever start was like 9:40.
Yeah.
Right? And now it seems like we're starting 10 o'clock pretty regularly.
Definitely, Esports Arena is starting later than Super Arcade, though they are two completely separate entities, and I don't even think it's fair to compare the two. But yeah, you're right. That's it? I thought you had...
Yeah, no, I'm just saying, because I mean, we're looking at the time that Super Arcade used to finish, and I'm pretty sure Super Arcade's entrants weren't regularly over 100. It was super rare.
Wait a minute. But there was an era where they were. When I worked there, in the beginning, because, when I worked there, the first Wednesday Night Fights at Super Arcade had 300 plus. So during that era of people, we had a few weeks, a few months of 100 plus at Super Arcade. So maybe not at the end, but there was an era where Street Fighter 4 was huge at Super, and I mean, they still did it, right? It ended late, though. It ended late there as well. Let's not pretend like they ended at 9 p.m. and shit, but I don't know. I just think it would be cooler. I mean, I'm grateful that it even exists in the first place, right? So that's good.
Yeah. I mean, if it was that much more efficient, then we should hire Watson at Esports to come over and help us run these tournaments.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think about even before Super Arcade, like what time did all those other ones at Hollywood Park Casino start? Like I really don't remember those starting really early either. But those never really felt like they ended as late as these ones do.
I don't feel like they were as big either.
I feel like over the years it's gotten later and later for sure, right?
Yeah. But especially now, it's a new game now, and I mean, it sucks that because it's where we live, and that there's basically a dead time. Like when I mean a dead time, like you can't if like for me personally, if I leave around 6 o'clock, I might get there around like 8:30. So it's like there's no point for me to do that. If I leave at 8:30, I get there around 9:15. So it's like there's no point for me to leave at that 6:30 time because it's waste of time basically. So
it's a huge waste of time. You might as well just go sit down outside for 2 hours. It's really fucked up. I made that mistake myself. It's really brutal. LA traffic can be so fucked up sometimes. So yeah, man. Anyway, those of you who don't know about Wednesday Night Fights, you definitely should follow the channel. It's Level Up series, I think. And
Level Up Live.
Level Up Live, of course. Everyone knows that. And that is every Wednesday. They start around, I think, they start streaming around 9-ish. And the tournament starts around 10. And, I mean, it's a pretty cool event if you like fighting games. Of course, there's also Next Level Battle Circuit, which is every Wednesday, East Coast time around 8 p.m., I think, is when it starts. So approximately 3 hours earlier than West Coast time. And, no, is it 3 or 4? Whatever, 3 hours, I think. And that's on Spooky's channel, Team Spooky with zeros instead of O's. So, okay, good shit, whatever, weekly stuff. But what about the game news? There's so much going on, right? Do you want to start with Clay Fighters 5?
Yes, obviously.
Okay, that's the big one. I got the pick right here. I woke up this morning, and they have revealed Alex as... they already showed Alex. They already talked about him, but these are the first images we've seen of Alex. This one is a still from his critical art here. It's really, to be honest, when I saw it, I thought it looked absolutely shitty, right? It looks terrible. Alex, to me, was one of the cooler looking characters in Third Strike. right? He looked so cool. He had his fingers were always so cool, like they were ready to grab you. That's what I always remember
The
about
spaghetti
Alex.
fingers.
Yeah, his fingers were just like, get over here, I'm gonna grab your ass, you know? And his overalls and shit, he was just so cool. The new version of Alex, to me, I don't know what the French fries are about. I don't really like the legs being so weird and chunky and gorilla-like. You know, and he has these two weird sideburns, banana peels coming off the side of his head, where if he like does a power bomb, they kind of point up like horns. Like it's yeah, I don't know. Personally speaking, we haven't seen the character in motion, but as far as in still images, 4 fucking thumbs down. They had the greatest opportunity here with Alex, and they fucked it up. However, we haven't seen the character moving, and you gotta remember, the game kind of looks like Clay Fighters, you know? So don't forget about Ken's banana peels that we forgave, right? People were talking tons of shit when they revealed Ken. Nobody even mentions that shit on top of his head anymore. So, what do you guys think? Rickstah, what are your thoughts on Alex?
I mean, I didn't think it was that bad. I wasn't too amped up about it. You know, I the fact that we got to make fun of it is always a good plus.
I agree.
You know, everything that comes out of the internet is always gonna be hilarious. So, yeah, I mean, it's not to me. It's like, you know, it's like Ken. Well, we already forgot about it. You know?
It's already
like,
over.
I mean, when we see the
That was
character,
fast.
when we see the character move in motion, people are gonna
Mhm.
forget about how dumb his hair looks, and you know, all I want is the spaghetti fingers. The spaghetti fingers come back, I'll be happy.
Yeah, I mean, definitely he still could look great, you know, in motion, just like Ken looks great, right? Those flames, I love a lot of his animations. He could look great. It's just, it's very fortunate for us and the rest of the internet that he looks shitty right now, because it's really fun to talk shit about stuff like this. What do you think, Rip? I presume you're kind of in the same boat?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, I think everyone wants him to look more like Third Strike than he does in this game. I think people prefer that look. I personally prefer that look. So whatever. I mean, it's just the look of the character. To me, it's more about how the character plays and
Right.
how he's going to function in the game.
And they also revealed, you know, some details about the character, which, you know, details in text are uninteresting to me, but I know that his V skill is going to give him something similar to what his taunt gave him in Third Strike, where it gives a bonus to the next thing he does, whatever it is. Maybe it's a throw or something like that. And if he takes a hit or a block, that bonus goes away. So it seems to function very similarly to the buff that he got, or some characters got, in Third Strike. And whatever other details that I didn't really pay attention to yet because he's not out yet.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like his V trigger is similar to Zangief's, though.
Something like that. I mean, you know, right now what I care about is those pictures and how funny they are, but I am definitely looking forward to the character. I'm hoping there's a way to buy him, which I think there is. But I'm not sure. Either way, you can buy him with fight money. I think he costs 100K. Okay, so then those are the details about Alex, but they also gave a lot of other details about lots of other stuff, right? Now, a lot of that stuff I don't really remember, but the one thing that stood out to me that I didn't like is that there is a balance patch, or not a balance patch, a gameplay patch coming, and it's supposed to fix problems that they didn't intend to be in the game. So it's not necessarily a balance patch. But among these changes, which some are character specific and some are system-wide, among these changes, one of them is that neutral jumps and defensive jumps up back get 1 additional startup frame. So for some characters, they go from 3 frame startup to 4, and other characters, they go from 4 to 5.
Right.
This, to me, is a really, really bad change in theory. It might not be that big of a deal when we get to it, but in theory, it could be terrible. Because if I recall correctly, Street Fighter 4 took additional frames, maybe up to 4, to get off the ground. And that game felt very clunky and underwater. So if jumping in this game feels more like that game, I'll be disappointed. What are your thoughts on this change? I don't want to, like, jump the gun and be too displeased yet, but it's just maybe I'm a little spooked from NRS and all their patches. I'm just hoping it doesn't change much. What are your thoughts? Ricky, your thoughts on the change?
I'm definitely a little bit more worried than I think most, just because, you know, they are trying to change the game a little bit, but the fact that it's not a big character balance change or anything like that, I think is fine because I think that affects more of the mid to lower tier players because that's really all they know. Like I don't think this will affect those players, because they don't they're not gonna understand how
Mm-hmm.
valuable a extra frame in a
Right.
jump animation is yet.
Exactly.
I think that this affects more like the higher level players who already are using. I think this was to like get rid of like jump
Option select.
option selects,
Mm-hmm.
things like that. So it's gonna affect them more. But I think eventually they'll figure how to deal with it and they'll be fine. Um, I just hope that it doesn't really affect the gameplay too much, and I hope that they don't really consider doing this like for every patch. Like where they find like if there's an option select, someone else finds that when they fix it, it can mess with the entire
Yeah.
game in a sense.
Yeah.
So, I mean, right now I'm skeptical, but still optimistic. I'm hoping that this is like this might be the only like big change they make,
Yeah.
and hopefully, and then hopefully it doesn't affect the gameplay too much. But we'll see. It's gonna be an interesting patch.
Yeah. Great points. Great points. I think that you're totally right on that. If they're gonna find these problems in their game and then fix them with a fix that's gonna change a lot of shit for every character, I'm not in love with that because then you might as well do balance patches. So we'll see. We'll see. It's just in text for now. What do you think, Rip? Any thoughts on this topic?
I don't, I think, I guess I'm not as, pessimistic about this change as you guys are. Like, I mean, it's obviously a system-wide change, and we don't want to see system-wide changes, but to me, this is much more preferred than individual character buffs and nerfs. Like, oh, now Zangief's Fierce Punch has five
Right.
more frames of armor or some shit. Like that kind of shit would drive me crazy. So right now, it seems like they're sticking with their guns. They're trying to remove this stuff, and I think in the description they wrote this as like throw tech option selects,
Right.
but I was wondering if it also had to do with that that thing where you get like an extra hit of armor or something if you like jump cancel a special move on wake up or something. So I don't know if it had something to do with
I
that or
don't
not,
know.
but it sounds like they're trying to move that sort of thing from the game. But yeah, I'm with you guys in that. I hope that when something else goes wrong with the character, that they don't feel like, oh god, let's make a system-wide change that might fuck everything else up. And I think they're aware of that though. So this kind of a change where it's affecting only vertical and defensive jumps, it doesn't sound as bad as like if they had changed the forward jumps as well. And they said as much, because they thought that increasing the jump startup time for the forward jump would also change the game too much, because people have setups already based off that. So,
Yeah.
so I mean, it seems like they're aware of it and that they're trying to take it into consideration before they make these changes.
Yeah, that would definitely change the game a shitload. Forward jump taking an extra frame will
Right.
change every single fucking safe jump setup that people
Yep.
have come up with. I mean, it's a new patch,
Hmm.
basically. Time to make new videos
Right.
because everything will change. So, okay, fair enough. It does seem like they're kind of aware of the consequences of the changes, and that is refreshing. I definitely like that. Okay. What about all the other news about the update in March? Because all that stuff I didn't read. I only read about this stuff. So you guys are gonna have to fill me in. There's a lot of info that came out today about that.
Yeah.
So go ahead.
There's a lot of cool stuff. I mean, the most notable one was that there's going to be, I think, 8-man lobbies now.
Oh
Is that right?
yeah. Okay.
Right, and there will also be a spectator mode in it.
Hmm.
Then they're also adding in the challenge mode that has like tutorials for the game and also like the trials.
Trials.
Right, exactly. The
Yeah.
trials to do combo trials for all the
Very
characters.
important
It
there.
says you can earn extra fight money from that as well. They're gonna have the in-game shop so that you can spend your fight money to purchase
That's
extra game content,
crazy.
such as DLC characters and the story mode costumes. I was wondering if the story mode costumes would be available.
That's sick.
But it sounds like you're going to be able to spend your fight money for story mode costumes.
Hmm.
And then one of the coolest things they've added is the online rematch option,
Right.
where
Yeah.
if you lose to someone online, you want revenge, you can now play a 2 out of 3 set ranked match, provided
they
that
agree.
both players accept the match.
Yeah.
Right.
Wow, these are some things that really would be cool if the game had them at launch.
Right.
These are some things that would have really helped the all this complaining everybody had, but
Hmm.
well, they're coming a month later, I guess. I don't know how much of the fire that's gonna douse out, but they're definitely welcomed features by every single fucking human that plays the game. Good shit, Capcom. I like that. Better late than never. At least you didn't take a year for online like MKX did. All right. Good shit. Anything else about Street Fighter V that I'm forgetting in terms of updates or gameplay or, anything like that? Alex, Gorilla, French fries.
I don't think so. I think that was it.
He had 2 tournaments yesterday. That's about it. About it.
Yeah, yesterday's grand finals was Chris Tatarian versus Koryu, and grand finals in NLBC was the Kami player. I forgot his name. Right? What was his name?
No. Mika player.
Sorry, Mika player.
Native Impact.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Moons.
Moons with Bison. So that's really interesting. We keep seeing different characters in grand finals over and over. Every tournament has someone new. We saw Vega. We've seen Birdie, Yangi. I mean, there's so many. Nakali, Sim. It's really refreshing. My favorite part of the game right now is that you never know. You can't even bet on who's gonna make it to grand finals. Unfortunately, Snake Eyes didn't make it yesterday, which I think is really a bigger bummer than usual because he's been dominating Wednesday Night Fights so much that people are calling it Snake Eyes Night Fights. So I kind of wish that he made it, but whatever, he's only human and everybody does that. Oh yeah, how could I forget at NLBC during one of Arturo's matches, he got up during a combo that his opponent dropped. So he could have, if he had not gotten up and pushed start, he could have gotten up as Dulcim and punished the fuck up and potentially have won. And so people were calling him Starturo Standchez, which I thought was A+. Everyone loves shit like that. Starturo? Perfect.
You didn't make up Starturo?
Yeah, I did. As soon as it fucking happened, I said it to Char, he laughed, and then I hit Twitter.
Okay.
Starturo. But I didn't make up Starturo Standchez.
Standchez was me.
Okay, I'm down. You get credit.
That was a joint collaboration.
Yeah, I'm down. I'm down with that. Okay, so Starturo learned a valuable lesson. He lost his 241 points.
Yeesh.
What about? I heard there were some leaks in Killer Bitch Stink.
Oh, we should throw I don't know any leaks, but we should throw a disclaimer out if we're gonna tell the people.
Oh yeah.
We if they don't want to hear it, they cover their ears or something.
What?
Because I was looking at the Street Fighter 5 streams, and I think there was a Killer Instinct player playing Street Fighter 5, and he said absolutely no leaks talking in my channel or something because he didn't want to know about it. So while he was streaming, he put that in his title. So I guess
people don't want spoilers about fighting games.
He didn't want it apparently.
Yeah. Yeah. Speaking of which,
and because he didn't want it, it made me like, man, maybe I shouldn't hear about it. I felt like
what?
I don't care.
What?
Obviously, I want to hear about it now, but
I don't know anything about it. What is the leak?
I mean, Spider-Man showed up at the end of the new Civil War trailer. Does that count as a spoiler?
That was all over Twitter already, so
yeah,
that's not really a spoiler.
All right, whatever.
What the hell is Civil War? Is that a new game?
Anyway, Killer Instinct leaks. They have another guest character. Another guest character from Gears of War. It's like General Ram.
Who?
Yeah. I don't know.
Man, Killer Instinct is turning into Fighters Megamix, huh?
Mm-hmm. And
Sony PlayStation All-Star Instinct.
Right. And then they've got, I guess, a character that they reintroduced in the reboot or something, or they introduced. I guess it's Maya's twin sister named Mira. And she was supposed to be dead or something, or she sacrificed herself for Maya or something. I don't know. But, so yeah. So they got Halo Arbiter, they've got Rash from Battletoads, and now they've got General Ram from Gears of War.
Feels bad, man.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Oh, they also have some kind of new mode. It's like Shadow Lords or something, which is like, it says, which appears to incorporate some sort of global war scenario, which to me sounds just like the NRS faction war thing. I don't know what it means. Yeah.
I played that game for months and never figured out what that was. Faction battle.
You lose.
all you knew was that it gave you access to a fatality that
the spooky beam. That was the best shit. Spook this bitch. Okay, well, good shit. Killer Bitch Stink is turning into Killer Megamix or whatever. Sony PlayStation Bitch Stink. Kind of weird choices that they made with that game.
Hold on a second. People are saying that you pronounce RAAM as ROM. English is fucking hard.
So
Damn,
wait, R A
pronunciation
A.
corrections in this chat room are so weird. Like,
There's
are
two
you
A's.
serious? I barely even say a single word correctly ever. I can't believe people are trying to correct you on that.
Mm-hmm.
It's
No,
pho,
no,
not
no.
foe.
No, they won't correct you when you say, normal words, but when you mispronounce a character name,
Oh, I
oh
see.
Yeah,
man,
It's
they
dude.
all
get so
it's all those
pissed.
guys in the chat room that are pissed about their shitty Ekbok 1 purchase.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, "Listen, get it straight. It's wrong."
It's
All right.
wrong.
That's
Well,
RAM to me. You got that right.
yeah,
Yeah,
that
there's two
shit's
A's.
it's
Two.
trash to me.
In fact, you should say
Trosh, dude.
General
It's trosh.
Trosh. General Trosh. Who gives a shit? Can't believe we even bring it up still. Some of these character reveals are crazy. What the hell? Anyway, all right, whatever.
But you
At least they don't have French fries on their head, right?
Yeah.
At least no French fries.
there's gotta be a good amount of people that are happy for these characters, right? I mean, it's not me, obviously, but I mean, I did play Gears of
Hopefully.
War.
Yeah,
It was
I
kind
don't
of fun, I
Yeah, I mean, if
guess.
you're looking to have some kind of Gears of War versus Halo, you can finally do it in this game.
Oh yeah.
It's not even a shooting game though.
Whatever, man. They'll have guns.
Yeah,
Oh man, who knows what that's about?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well anyway, all right, good shit. Sounds good. More on combat. Anything going on over there?
Final rounds allowing the DLC.
That's the good shit. That's the sweet shit I've been waiting for. I talked to Slayer yesterday at the Eat Sports Arena, and he was immediately just bitching about how good the Combat Pack 2 characters are. He was like, they have to be banned at Final Round. And obviously, for reasons that are crystal clear, they are going to be allowed as fuck, right? So they're going to totally allow these characters. Slayer is thinking that this is going to be like CEO last year over and over again, or all over again, with Tanya's nonstop, except this time there's 4 Tanyas, and one of those Tanyas has 4 versions of Tanya. So there's fucking all kinds of Tanyas. We got 8 Tanyas running around, and they're going to fuck everything up. So I'm looking for, I don't know about you guys, it doesn't matter how little you give a shit about Mortal Kombat, Final round is going to be awesome. There's going to be bombs, there's going to be smoke, there's going to be Leather Kruger, it's going to be awesome. Aliens spraying jizz across the room.
Wait a second.
Wait.
We don't even have a show next week, right? So this is the
No
last show before
This
final
is it.
round.
Yeah, this is the one before final round. No show next week. We're all going to be in transit next Thursday, so this is it. No podcast. Anyway.
Hey, we should take bets on whether or not NRS is going to patch the game between now and final round.
No
way.
Come on, balance patch, dude. What other company could pull this off for us?
Yeah,
Right?
Well, you're right. It's a possibility.
I feel like NRS is almost like they love their communities. They love torturing their community so much.
They're all masochists.
Yeah,
They're all NRS players are masochists. NRS developers are masochists. I mean, I think that's just the part of the culture, you know. That's where all the teabagging comes from, man. They just teabag themselves. They're probably squanching and shit. I bet you they have all kinds of weird personal lives too. Non-stop squanching. Who knows what kind of weird upside down helicopter kicks these dragon tattoos do, right? When the lights are turned off?
I mean, someone's got to make those fatalities up.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. You need an imagination to come up with some of that weird shit. So, okay. More on combat at final round is the one that really we're looking forward to. That's the one that's going to be dope. What else? And what games did we make? Oh, Tekken. So Tekken had Tekken Collusion in Peru, right? And the winner, if I recall correctly, was a Peruvian that beat up Saint, who's like the world champion at least a couple years ago of Tekken Tag 2, and he got second. So nice job, Peru, beating up Saint. That's some dope shit.
Not without some controversy.
Yeah, there's some Star Tour shit in there, right?
Don't ask me. I don't know anything about it. I didn't watch it. You guys fill me in.
All I know is that one of the Peru guy pressed start. I'm not during the grand final set. I don't know exactly when because I didn't watch the set at all. All I got from it was from Twitter, where Derek Kane called he said scumbag Peru press
Yeah.
start or something. And I was
Damn.
like, wow, that's pretty rough, But
That
I
does
mean,
sound pretty rough. So there was some Startaru.
And instead of Saint taking it, he said, "Never mind, it's all good, man." And then
I,
Saint lost.
I think
Huh.
the like like with Evo, like the rule is if someone press start, they lose the round. There's no compromise or anything like that.
Yeah, that's how it should be. It's not even up to the players
And
anymore.
Yeah.
apparently, in these official rules, it was also the same way.
Are you sure?
But
Uh,
I think so.
I
And
thought I thought
But Saint was like, "Ah, it's all good, man.
oh man,
You're not gonna
maybe.
beat me anyway."
So yeah, there's some scumbaggery according to Derek.
Kane.
whatever. Okay, well that's cool.
But I
I
mean, the
mean,
bigger news.
so are
The
you
big
saying we can't even congratulate the winner because it was Starturo Sanchez or what?
Well, he deserves a win. He got the win, right?
Yeah.
It's Saint's fault he lost.
Yeah, in the end, you're right. I mean, in the end, it's the streets, man. Welcome to the streets. You gotta take your victories, even if it's a fuck up on their part. So
Yeah. I mean,
okay.
the more interesting thing about the tournament to me was that the three Americans that were there were Anakin, Incognito, and Cody Vu.
Mm-hmm.
And Anakin and Cody Vu did not even make top eight in the tournament. Like they both got eliminated beforehand. I was like, what the hell? And Incog made it pretty far. I want to say top three.
That doesn't surprise me though. I
Yeah.
would imagine that the Peru scene is probably like, this is the best opportunity to practice our asses off and be so fucking perfect at this game. So when these American gringo ass motherfuckers show up, we'll push their shit in and send them back. We're the champs. So that doesn't surprise me at all. That's a great idea. Fucking Anakin's probably got a pizza in each hand and he's not giving a fuck about Tekken Tag 2. And same with the rest of these schmohawks, right?
I
So
don't know about that because Cody has been playing a lot. It
Cody's been
seems
playing a
like,
lot.
no
and he's
matter
doing.
how much he plays, how much competition are you going to get for that game right now?
I don't know. I
To
mean,
beat Peru, right?
Anakin streams basically every day.
Mhm.
Like I don't know how much competition they're actually getting, but like how much competition is Peru getting? Like
I don't know.
they,
I don't
we
know.
we really don't know. But I mean, right now Peru's better than the world in Tekken Tag 2.
Congrats. Good
Mhm.
shit. I like the sound of that.
Now when
Okay.
they get Tekken 7 in 2020, then they can catch up
Yeah.
to the rest of the world.
Yeah. Tekken 7, huh? Anything else? Oh, yeah. Akuma at final round should be pretty interesting. We're finally going to get our hands on that. That's like a week away or something.
I want to see the Street Fighter players play him in Tekken, like the only Street Fighter players, and then like someone like Justin, who knows how to play
Yeah,
Tekken.
yeah, definitely. Or someone like, I mean, I don't know though. People that crossover players feel like they're kind of rare these days, but it'll be interesting. There'll be a lot of people trying him out, and I heard that there's going to be quite a few setups. So I'm hoping that that's the case.
There's
Really?
also a Tekken 7 tournament at final round as well.
Yeah. So I mean, if there's a tournament like last year at final round, it was kind of the first time we ever got to play it here in America, I think. And there was only like one machine, maybe two, but I actually think there was only one at
Yeah, there's
FR
one.
last year. So I think it's not going to be the case this year. I've heard that there's going to be more setups, not just one, probably more than two, probably more than three. In fact,
Whoa.
it might be 10. I'm
What?
not sure. It might be. I'm not sure about that, but from the sound of things, the way it's looking, it might be more. So I'm hoping. I'm really hopeful that they're going to have a lot of setups at FR.
That sounds like I don't know. That sounds really crazy. I mean, I hope that happens, but the fact that they're running a Tekken 7.0 tournament sounds to me like they should have more setups of Tekken 7.0 than FR.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like they probably have a
Unless-
bunch of Tekken 7.0 setups.
I totally didn't think about the tournament being 7.0.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
there's probably going to be a shitload of 7.0 setups
Right.
and
Can
maybe
they-
a
can
couple
they-
FR.
Can they
Right.
upgrade the 7.0 to FR like in the middle of
the
the
next day or something,
Then, like-
maybe.
That might
like-
be potentially something that could happen too.
Yeah.
That might be because if
would be
the
cool.
tournament concludes on a Friday and the next day we have cash,
Mhm.
then we could have a shitload of setups of FR. I don't know. This is not my department, but
Right.
I'm sure it's Markman's department. He's recently, announced all kinds of shit. So whatever he's into, Markman's obviously involved. He's the man. He's the guy that does all the Tekken shit behind the scenes. He's a part of the development team now too. So good shit, Markman. He's the hero.
Do we know what day the tournament's even running on?
I'm not sure. I
Did
don't
you sign
even
up
have
for
a
it?
plane ticket yet.
Wait, what happened? I'm sorry, what happened?
Did you
What did
sign
you
up
ask?
for the Tekken 7 tournament? And do
I
you know
did.
what day the tournament is?
It's on Friday.
It's
There
on
you
Friday
go.
for sure.
I mean, that's what their schedule
That's
says.
what I heard too, but I'm not sure.
Because I
Yeah, the
thought
final
the
round schedule
tag.
said I think it starts at noon on Friday because there's no team tournament. Friday is usually a team
Yeah.
tournament day, and there's no team tournament for Tekken Tag 2.
They
So
didn't
they're
do
having
that last year either, by the way.
There's no
They're
team.
just
There's
having
no
Tekken
team
7.
tournament at all this year, I believe.
Yeah.
For
No
Because
Tekken,
Street
team
Fighter
right.
4 is being ran completely on Friday, and
Ooh.
Oh.
I'm pretty sure Tag is on Saturday.
I didn't
Is that-
know all that shit.
I think
I
you're
didn't
right.
know that.
Yes, I think
Yeah.
Tag and Street Fighter 5 are both on Saturday.
Nice.
Cool. So, okay, final round. That's not this week. That's next week. What else is happening?
Pokken tournament.
Oh yeah, that's very important. They came out with the trailer. You're in the trailer.
Yeah, I did
Looking
like some
like-
shit. I was like, yeah, it was
That's
sick.
crazy, man. You know, a bunch of 12-year-olds are loving you right now. They're like, "Who is this weird old guy? who's
Yeah,
good at
dude.
Pokemon." So
They
that's
probably saw you do this thing where you lift up the trophy like that and thought like you were trying to do like your best Zelda Link impersonation and
Oh
shit.
shit! You're a huge Nintendo fan and you don't even have a Wii U.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy. So
You
I'll
didn't
get
get a
one.
Triforce tattoo.
So, is there any? I'll be honest. I couldn't care less about Pokken. It really doesn't appeal to me at all. I don't give a shit. But it's at Evo. I mean, honestly, I don't give a shit. You guys want to talk about it? You can.
All
I'm
right,
gonna
shut
sit
up
this
real
one
quick.
out.
Pokken tournament championship series was announced. It has a $100,000 prize pool. I don't really know how it works, but basically there's going to be a national and a world championship for the event. Next week they're going to have an early access competition. They had tournaments at GameStops, I think a couple weeks ago, and I was chosen to be one of the trainers. So I'm going to be there in New York City next Wednesday. So it's going to be interesting. I guess we get to train these dudes who won these GameStop tournaments, and then they're going to compete against each other, and then we'll see what happens, I
Dudes, huh?
suppose. What?
Dudes, huh?
What does that mean?
It sounds more like little boys.
No, hold on a second. They have two divisions, all right? One's a 16 and under division, and one's a 16 to rip division, all right?
This sounds like gross. I don't even
Hey,
want to hear about
hey.
under 16 division of anything.
I will train the under 16-year-olds fantastically.
Oh god, dude.
Feels bad, man.
You
Feels
need-
bad,
you need-
man.
Man,
They need to do a background check.
I'm
on
kidding.
that.
Relax. Jesus. It's a joke.
Okay,
don't
okay.
parents don't let
Don't
them
talk,
take
go
it into the
talk.
locker room.
Yeah, right. I know.
I'm just there for their mom.
Dude,
What?
yeah,
whoa.
Pokken moms.
Oh.
We're kidding. It's
Pokken.
jokes.
Pokken mills.
I'm going to get fired. You guys are getting me fired.
You know what? I'm starting to think about Pokken a little bit. Now that I think about it, the hidden benefit of the game will be the MILFs, right? Pokken MILFs. Forget the prize bonuses. Forget the Blaze Green pot bonuses. What about the Pokken MILF bonuses, right? I don't know. Okay, whatever. Does that wrap it up? Below 16 divisions and Pokken MILFs.
I think so. I mean, they're doing some kind of a Capcom Pro Tour sort of thing where there's points at all the events and you get invited out to nationals, and I think the
There's
winner.
a lot of money involved, right?
Yeah, there's a lot of money involved. Like I said, $100,000 prize pool, and then I think like part of the grand finals, like winner stuff is that they get a trip for 4 to Hawaii and stuff. So
Ooh.
it's it's interesting. There's a lot of stuff going on. There's a big push behind Pokken, obviously. You know,
Oh yeah, big time.
Evo and this tournament series, etc.
That's cool. I mean, look, in the end, it's all in the eye of the beholder. Some people really love Pokemon, and some people love that type of over-the-shoulder, one-on-one Naruto community type of a thing. Maybe you're really in love with the idea of Pokemon, and you're going to love it. Just because I don't like it, that's whatever. Who cares? So I'm probably going to end up watching it because people that I know are going to be playing it, and I don't give a fuck what they play. They're going to be pissed. If somebody beats Rip, he's going to be pissed because he's the champ. You know, so I'll watch that.
Hold on,
Pokken
the game is a completely new game now compared to when I was
Here
a
come the
champion. All right?
excuses.
I'm just saying,
Preloading them.
there are twice as many characters in this game and twice or 3 times as many assist characters, so it's a completely different
Nobody
game.
gives
It's
a
like-
shit
it's
about
like
how
Daigo.
many characters are in the
Shut up
game
and listen.
or how many assists there are.
Shut up and listen. Daigo was the champion of Vanilla Street Fighter 4, Ultra Street Fighter 4. Not so much, but he's still Daigo, right? It's the same analogy here.
You're
Same
right,
analogy.
except Street Fighter 4 is something that people give a shit about. Pokken, What do you mean there are more assists now? I didn't know there were even assists.
Exactly.
Why are you
See,
even bringing that up? You're the champ.
What's clear here is that you don't know shit about this.
You're right. You're right about that.
There you go.
That's clear.
Yeah.
So what are you telling me about it for?
That I'm like the Daigo already of Pokken. You can't take
Oh.
that away. No matter how much the game changes in the future and whoever wins in the future, who cares?
Who's the
I'm the
Lupe
Daigo.
Fiasco?
We'll find that out in 5 years.
Okay, all right. Well, whatever. I can't
In
believe I
5
just
years?
talked about Pokken
Yeah, 5
for
years.
so fucking long. I can't believe that.
Mhm.
Ugh.
Pikachu's gonna be dead in 5 years. I don't think the game has that long-lasting ability.
We will see.
Man, I was in Japan. I'll tell you this. I was in Japan recently, and I went to a SL of fucking arcades, and I didn't see a single under 16-year-old or any over 16-year-old playing Pokken. Those machines were covered in dust and cigarette ashes and my cigarette ashes. I just ashed my cigarette on the Pokken machine. Every time I walked by, I was like, oh shit, Pokken? Ash my cigarette on this trash. And then walk by. Anyway, whatever. Enough talking about Pokken.
Well, I went to the Pokemon Center in 2010 when I was in Japan, and there was a shitload of under 16s there. That's for sure.
Damn, you sound so happy.
There were a bunch of under 6-year-olds, dude. I was walking in there and I felt gross.
Yeah,
I left
that's what I'm
immediately.
talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah. Okay. All right. So Pokken, we covered that. More on combat. Killer Bitch Stink. Clay Fighters 5. What else are we missing? Upcoming events, final round. Next week is going to be, next level battle circuit is going to be hella dope next week. I think they're going to have like a $1,000 pot bonus. Maybe even more than that. It's going to be the last next level battle circuit before final round, which is that weekend. That's the same case with Wednesday Night Fights. Going to be the last one before final round. So that's something you should keep your eyes out for.
The weekend after that is going to be NCR.
Oh yeah, NCR. I'm not going to make it to NCR because I'm going to be going to Dark Souls 3 Nationals, which is also that weekend. The Japanese version of Dark Souls 3 comes out at 8 a.m. that Wednesday. So that's really dope. I'm looking forward to that. Also, we should mention, and I noticed it in the chat room, that Rise of the Robots.
Oh yeah.
So
right.
Rise of the Robots is now discontinued, or at least put on hiatus for the time being. And the guys who made it, which are the Cannon Brothers and Seth Killian, all legends and pillars in the fighting game scene, they have now been acquired by Riot Games, which is basically the ultimo hombre when it comes to any kind of game Illuminati. Game. Right? These are any kind of gaming, they are the ultimate. They have they create the most popular video game of all time, and they have acquired these 3 fighting game developers. And through this acquisition, the fighting game that these developers have made has now gone on hiatus. What does this mean? We don't know yet. I think it could mean good things. It could either mean that Riot Games is interested in creating a new fighting game that is completely new, or it could mean that they are trying to create a fighting game with some existing IP, like League of Legends or anything else, right? Either way, the good news is that we're going to get really good funding and support for whatever the vision that these guys have is. So that's good news. I don't know what the details are, but to me it sounds like good news overall. You guys got anything to add to that? I mean, I'm a huge fan of all 3 of these guys. I support them. These guys are like my fucking brothers and shit. I've known them for longer than anyone, I know. It's like super long time guys. So yeah, hella support this shit, and I'm happy for them. What do you guys think, Rip?
Yeah, I mean, I'm super happy for them, of course, but just the idea of Rising Thunder applied to League of Legends is like perfect. It's
intriguing, right? Intriguing.
I mean, just the idea of just the way that the game works in League of Legends, like your character has like 4 abilities, right? And you think, and like one of them is basically a super. So then you think like, all right, he has 3 abilities now, and you put that into a fighting game, and you give him the same 3 abilities that he has in League of Legends, right? With cooldowns, etc. Yeah. It's like it fits so well, and the free-to-play model, of course, Riot Games, they know how to do that. That's what Rising Robots try to do, and now together, that just sounds like it's perfect. So I'm excited. I'm really excited.
Dude, there is plenty of reason to be excited when you think about it. I mean, the biggest game of all time, the history of games, right? the guys who made it are like, hey, you know what? We should make a fighting game. That's pretty cool. That's pretty good. So good for fighting games, right? I mean, they could have been like, let's make a racing game, or let's make a puzzle game for the cell phone. But it seems like they're interested in fighting games, so it sounds good. Your thoughts, Ricky?
I mean, it's Rising Thunder wasn't really going anywhere, I think.
Right.
So just the fact that now there's some movement, even though it kind of halted the progress of Rising Thunder, or might have, stopped it completely. I think it's fine because in this sense now you have a pretty big supply of money that can help these developers, with cannons and sets. So, yeah, I mean, I don't really see there's anything bad about it. I think it's going to allow Seth and the cannons to make a game that they really want to make, and hopefully Riot will, supply them with enough, resources that it can make it happen. So, I'm just excited to see what kind of project that these guys can pull out now that they're partnered up with them. So,
Me too. I agree. One thing in the end that I have to say, though, is that we sure do have a lot of 2D fighting games out there, and 3D fighting games are a fucking endangered species. No Virtua Fighter, no Soul Calibur, no nothing. We just have Tekken 7, and, I mean, you know that story. we already know that one. So, it's tough. And I don't even bring up DOA. I've said this so many times, but champion level DOA players say DOA sucks ass. So I'm not interested in it if the best players of DOA think it sucks. I don't even care then. So
I don't know. Have you ever talked to who's a top level DOA player now?
Fucking Well, all I know is that Tom Brady, JOP, fucking all the guys I've known who have won tournaments for the games have always said that the games are no good. Perfect Legend, all these guys. They just really
have those guys ever complimented anything in their life, though?
Anything? Yeah, that's a good point. Never liked anything in their lives. That's an excellent point. Either way, well, whatever. The point is, I don't give a shit about that either. Okay, what else? Anything else left over before we start plugging our channels and calling people bitches? All right, go ahead, Ricky. Your info.
Follow me on Twitter and Twitch at Ricksteezy, Ricksteezy. I will be streaming Street Fighter V soon, and maybe the new Yakuza game. No Pants has been talking about possibly letting me borrow Yakuza 0 or something, but it's gonna be in all moon speak, so I don't know how I'm gonna deal with that. So we'll see.
Good shit. Follow the man. Moonspeak, I'm going to have to get used to that shit, too. I'm going to be playing the Japanese version of Dark Souls. So,
oh, man, that's going to be so dope.
I'm going to have to name everything myself. Anyway, go ahead, Rip.
You guys can follow me on my verified Twitter account at REEPAL, and I stream at twitch.tv/levelupyourgame.
Just said that.
And I'll probably be streaming Street Fighter V later tonight.
I feel like you mentioning that it's verified is douchier than I think it is.
Dude, I meant to say that as douchey as possible.
Oh.
Yeah, he threw that in there like that, but he would say he would say it normally and it would still sound douchey.
That's true.
Anytime I would ever bring it up, it has to sound douchey.
Well, then why bring it up at all then?
That's the question.
Because it's awesome.
Why sound douchey?
Why not?
Says a lot about your personality there. Anyway, follow the man. What a great advertisement and pitch for your channel.
That was the goal.
Yep. Okay, so any bitches out there? I know, Rip, you're not even going to be a part of this segment.
You're a bitch, Eris.
Okay,
because I was effing thirsty last night. I was thirsty. And you know that I don't share drinks with people, and you just come up, and I look over, and my drink is in your mouth. Like, do you know how disgusting that is? And then, of course, I look at it, and I see your beard hair in the bottle, and I'm not going to drink it. No one's going to drink it. It was disgusting.
I didn't ask you to share. Nobody asked you to share. I'm
calling exactly why you're a bitch.
Okay, cool. But don't say share. There's no sharing involved.
I'm just saying I don't even share.
Yeah, I know. That's why I didn't ask you to share.
Not only that,
you wouldn't give me any.
You didn't even finish the damn thing.
I didn't want all of it. I just wanted to sip. Just enough to get a beard hair in there. Anyway,
Eris.
thanks for the sip, bro. I appreciate it, man.
Eris has definitely drank a lot more of your drinks than you realize.
Oh yeah, dude. That's for sure.
You just have to live with it.
He left. I can't believe he left.
He ruined the show. The show's over.
No,
The last
it's
show
not
ever.
over. The last show. What about you? Any bitch callings, Rickstah? I can't believe he left. How could you be so butthurt over me just taking a sip of your water? God, that guy. You know what the real truth of it is, internet? He just wants to get out of a bitch calling. That's what it is. He doesn't want to call anyone a bitch because he's a bitch.
Damn, I gotta move my head down here to like talk. All right.
Yeah, man. So who's a bitch, Ricky?
So, so my bitch calling is Wonder Chef, just because I had to listen to him make a bunch of excuses about how he wasn't a bitch.
Man, that was crazy, right? Oh, Wonder Chef. Okay, a few weeks ago, we called Godspeed and Wonder Chef bitches. Hey, what's up, Rip? How's it going? You got disconnected there.
Yeah, I lost connection.
Oh, bummer, man. Did we cut any of your bitch calling off?
No, you're still a bitch.
Okay, good. So a few weeks ago, we called Godspeed and Wonder Chef bitches because they weren't able to beat those two Euro guys, Ketchup and Mustard, at the commentator combat battle standoff they had during the whatever the fuck it's called, right? So I hadn't seen Wonder Chef for weeks, and I walk into the Eat Sports Arena, and he starts immediately saying, dude, I heard about the bitch calling. You don't understand. I didn't want to play. I was exhausted. And he just starts giving me the perfect Legends spray and pray of excuses. Boom, 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 boom. And I just stopped him. Look, man, I don't give a shit. You got owned up by the Euro guys and everybody watched. I don't need to know the true Hollywood story behind it. It doesn't change the facts. So, interesting enough. I agree with that one. By the way, Wonder Chef is a cool dude. I like that guy. He's all right. I mean, so is Godspeed. I like that guy too. Every time I see him, I say, "What's up?" He's a cool dude. I just like talking shit about the Zero issues. And I mean, just because I like the guy doesn't mean I think he's the best commentator on the planet. That's apples and oranges, right? He might be a shitty golfer too. I don't give a fuck about that. He's still a nice guy. Worst golfer on the planet, though. I gotta be honest. Anyway. You guys streaming tonight?
Yeah. I slept all day, so I don't know what time I'll start streaming. Might be late.
Cool. Excellent.
Or it might be soon.
Ricky?
I think I'll be streaming right after this.
You should really think about playing God Hand. I think you'll like it a lot, and I think your audience will like it a lot. Anyway, chat room, it's going to wrap it up. Oh, how could I forget?
Oh, yeah.
I have a t-shirt.
Oh, dude, oh, man. Sorry.
What?
Before you go on with it, I looked at it. First, when I saw it, I was like, that looks weird. And I thought it was a picture of you. And then I looked at it closer. Wow. I was like, holy shit, that's not a picture. That's crazy good art, dude. I don't know who the dude was, but that is amazing.
Let me tell you who the dude was. Toren278. The best thing about the guy, though, is when you click on his shit, you go to his website and stuff, you can immediately see his other work. He's so talented. He's got shit of like Snoop Dogg and like Barack Obama and like all these like famous rappers and famous artists. Biggie B, the famous rapper from the East Coast that tragically was gunned down in the 90s. He's got that guy.
Why do you say that to piss me off? I was an innocent bystander in this.
He's like, who's Biggie B? Anyway, he's really talented, and you guys should definitely check him out. And the shirt is south of the border over there. Thanks very much to those of you who already purchased one, and those of you who are considering it. And thanks for watching the podcast, everybody. Take it easy. Have a good evening.
Biggie B.
Biggie B. Riff, Biggie B.